Today we would like to show you guys how to assemble the 3DB21. The couple tools that you'll need is going to be the drill, rubber mallet, and then the nail gun. Again guys, we're going to stress this. Safety is the #1 priority, so we're going to have our safety goggles at all times. And then also, if you would like, we have safety gloves to go ahead and wear those. All right guys, so let's get right to it. The first thing we're going to be doing with the 3DB21 is going to be assembling the drawers. We went ahead and assembled the first drawer, and Edgar here is just going to be assembling here the last drawer so that you guys know exactly what's going to be happening. Just like stated in some of our previous videos, everything is dovetail construction, and we want to make sure that all of your drawers are being put together with nails. Otherwise everything will fall apart when you are opening and closing the drawers. So next is Edgar's going to be putting on the fasteners, which is what the rails of your drawers will be connecting to. And so these will also be put together by our panhead screws, which is the exact same screw that you'll be putting together all of the L brackets with. Last step of the drawer is going to be the bumpers, which is what causes the drawer to close softly against the face of the frame. Now that all three of the drawers are assembled, we're going to move on to what's next. We're going to grab the face frame of the 3DB21, and we're going to move on to the L brackets. L brackets again are going to be facing the groove of the frame so that we can make sure everything is going to fit in nice and good. All right, as Edgar is doing the last of the L brackets, we're going to be moving on to the side walls of the 3DB21. Again, we want to make sure that the top is going to be flush. If we're not flush when installing, there will be unlevel cabinets. So we want to double check and triple check to make sure that the top of your sidewall is flush with the frame of your cabinet. After that, we're going to grab the second sidewall. Again, we're going to make sure that we're flush at the top of the cabinet. That way, also the other reason we want to make sure we're flush at the top of the cabinet is so that we can make sure all of the grooves line up for the bottom of the cabinet as well. All right, now that all the sides are done, we're going to put in the bottom of the 3DB21. Make sure all the grooves fit in nice and neat. Maybe even grab the mallet just to make sure everything fits correctly. There we go. All right, now that the bottom of the 3DB21 is installed, we're going to grab the back panel of the actual cabinet. And then from there, we'll be moving on to the drawers. Again, we want to make sure that everything is flush at the top because we want everything to be nice and level at installation. One of the last things we're going to be doing on the back of this cabinet is installing the black sheetrock type screws. All right, and now that the back panel is finished, the very last step before we move on to the drawers is going to be the toe kick. Again, this will be held on with the nail gun, but again, we want to make sure that both sides are nice and flush. All right, now that the toe kick is installed, we've nailed it down. I just want to make sure that we remember to make everything nice and flush on both sides because that's when we can use some either outside corner molding and or some scribe to cover up the raw edges of this wood, just as a decorative piece, something that us here at Skyline Cabinetry, we like to do. It's an added feature. You guys don't have to if you don't want to, but it's just something to make the side of your cabinets look nice and neat. Moving on, we're going to move on to lifting the cabinet up to now go ahead and install the drawers. We're going to start with the rails. First things we're going to need to do is go ahead and put in the safety fasteners to the back of the cabinet. As Edgar's doing that, I'm going to talk a little bit about the fastener, which is where we put the rails, connect the rails to the fastener. And that is going to be if the wall is out of plumb or unlevel a little bit, we can move the drawer rails around so that the cabinet and the drawers will shut square to the face of the frame. If not, what we'll do is, if we don't need to move them around, what we'll do is we'll add an extra screw because we have extra product that always comes with it. And we will put a screw right in the middle of this once we have everything lined up nice and neat. Put the two lines together and we will screw this, the piece that shifts back and forth, we will put a screw right in the middle of that so that it will stay straight. All right, now that we got the fasteners put in, we're going to slide the rails into the back of the fasteners. They slide right in. And there's going to be about 4 different holes. We want to make sure to put it in the very last hole here on the railing because we got the screws that will then sit flush with the rail. We want to make sure that the screws, you're using the right screw because we don't want to make the screw head stick out and scratch the side of your drawers. All right, so we're going to go ahead and install these, put the screws in, and then we will put the drawers in and we'll be done from there. All right, now that all 3 of those are done, we're going to go ahead and open up the rails, set the drawer right on top, connect it to the fasteners, and then the drawer will be installed.